Hey, hope that you're doing wonderful. And I hope that in all your days you can keep your perspective. And when you're doing this, it's like you're just keeping your mind focused on the truth and what is real. Because once you lose perspective, it means that you have no sight, even though you might have vision. When you're looking in scripture and you see a verse like the one in Isaiah, where God is saying that go and tell them that even though they will see, they won't see. Even though they will hear, they won't hear. Because there's certain things that are happening in this matrix here that you're only able to see once your eyes are open to it. Certain things that you can only understand if you have the right perspective. The perspective of God, the perspective of holiness, that everything is created by the idea of God. And the idea of God is the thoughts of God, the mental framework that creates the universe. These are the thoughts of God, and this is what how everything is created. Because through this thought, we have everything that is coming into our minds. So when someone has an idea, usually they say right? So when they say it's like this is air that is that is coming into them, because is the same way that air looks, or how we actually picture it. Air is like you actually breathe it in, and through this you're actually thinking, and through this we also have the whole idea that every idea, every thought, and every word is a sound, is a vibration. So, how you control your perspective, how you become a person in your higher self, is to be able to master the thoughts that you actually get. Like when you have an idea, and when you want to think of something, a lot of people go like and but, all of these things. And when they're doing this, going like what they're actually doing is just saying and when you're saying this is the sacred word in Hindu understanding. So Hindu mysticism. So a mystic is someone who's looking for God, right? So in Hindu mysticism, this is what they say is a sacred chant, a mantra. And MAN is where we get the mantra. And through this, they just have Om. And this is actually visualized as the sound of the atoms. Because when you have an atom and you remove the T, what you have is Om. And this atom of the thought is the the Ya, like Yahweh, right? The Ya. So this is the realization. And this is like the ideal, the perfect, the perfection. This is like nirvana. The like it's so relaxing, right? This is the And then when you're thinking, when you're conceiving, this is the Om. And the Om is like the atoms, the actual sound of the atoms. The which is the sound, like the words, and everything in nature is making these sounds. These atoms are like and through this you just have like all of the bits that like create life. It's pretty fascinating how everything is just set up. So it's all about your perspective. And people are always trying to change your perspective of how you view other people. And through this, people are victimized by a very few group, a very small group of people who want to control people's minds. Because once you realize that the whole thing, the whole cycle, the whole breakthrough is in the mind, you get a different shift in perspective. Because once you know that the mind is the one that is seeing everything, that is hearing everything, and that is creating everything, even your own perception of who you are is being created by your mind. So, how you are is how you're thinking. So, how you change where you want to be is first by not changing the results, but changing changes. So if you focus on the results, you won't get the changes that you're looking for. But if you focus on the changes, then you're likely and certainly going to get the results you're looking for, because you're changing, you're transforming. And this is only happening through your ideals, your ideas, and through your actual implementation, how you actually manifest those thoughts. So sometimes you see something and don't see it. Sometimes you hear something and don't hear it because of the perspective, because of the perception. So one thing to first of all understand is that you have to leave your lower self. You have to leave your lower self. And this is the whole understanding of what it meant when the Israelites were leaving Egypt. What they were doing was leaving this hierarchy of needs, and through this they were actually being transported to somewhere else. This is transcendence. So they were actually transcending, and through this they actually left. They actually went through the water, so they were born again. So they went through the canal, the channel of the water in the Red Sea, and they were born again. And through this, they had a new life and a new understanding because they left themselves and then they became someone else. So they actually left everything. So yeah, you can just look at the video on chakras and how chakras are free energy. So leaving your lower self is important, and this is understanding that you just have to know the truth in God and really believe in what you are. Like, I am that I am. That is the name of God. So knowing this, understanding that you are this person with those ideals and with those thoughts, the ah and the ohms, right? These are the vowels. These are the vows. These are the promises. These are the words. The words are the sounds. So with these sounds, we are bound. Like, with these sounds, we have our understanding, because we are in a sonic universe. So everything is just sound, or the sun. So so when you're controlling your perspective, what you're doing is you're really looking at everything and questioning everything with your mind, right? Because you have the ah, you have the om, you have the ya, which is ja, right? Ja is the ah, is the idea, is the ja, is the assertiveness. And then you have the om, which is the round. The ja is the firm, right? So when you have this understanding that your perspective is everything, then you're going to start to control what gets in your mind and how you treat it while it's in your mind. You're going to start to control how you react to everything, because everything is the self, or the om, the all in all. The om is the round, the circle, the cycle. So this is the thought. This is the perspective. So changing your perspective is having a paradigm shift, which changes how you see things, which changes how you do things, and which changes your results. So changing your perspective is having a mind that is geared towards innovation and transformation, to be more industrious, to be more creative, to be more resourceful, and all of that. So this is the mind that is full of transcendence and tranquility. So when you have a shift in perspective, everything in your life is gonna change. So I hope that you can do that and change your mind and change your life, and everything will be alright.